Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another great edition of Critiquing with Carr here on Memorable Movie Monday as we inch one episode closer to our 50th anniversary episode for this podcast. But before we talk about that, we have a few more things to discuss. As always, if you've enjoyed these reviews up until now, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date when episodes released on those platforms, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this week's edition of Memorable Movie Monday, we're talking about the classic film Modern Times. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was directed, written, and produced by Charlie Chaplin, and the cast for this movie is as follows: Charlie Chaplin, Paulette Goddard, Henry Bergman, Tiny Sanford, and Chester Conklin. The co-cinematographers for this film were Ira H. Morgan and Roland Tothero. This movie was edited by Charlie Chaplin and Willard Nico. The musical score for this movie was also done by Charlie Chaplin. The production company for this film was Charlie Chaplin Productions. It was distributed by United Artists. This film was released all the way back on February 21st of 1936. The budget for this movie was $1.5 million. And the box office total was $1.8 million. The accolades for this movie are as follows. At the National Board of Review Awards, Modern Times was nominated as a top 10 film for that year in alphabetical order. And now it's time for my two favorite parts, which is I list off the top 10 highest grossing films for that year's release, being 1936's Modern Times. Coming in at number 10 was Strike Me Pink. It was distributed by United Artists. Its worldwide gross was $1.7 million, and it stars Eddie Cantor, Ethel Merman, and Sally Ehlers. Coming in at number 9 was Modern Times. It was distributed by United Artists. Its worldwide gross was $1.8 million. It stars Charlie Chaplin, Paulette Goddard, and Henry Bergman. Coming in at number 8 was The Plainsman. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $2.3 million. And it stars Gary Cooper, Jean Arthur, and James Ellison. Coming in at number 7 was Swing Time. It was distributed by RKO Radio Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $2.6 million. It stars Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, and Victor Moore. Coming in at number 6 was Liable Lady. It was distributed by MGM Studios. Its worldwide gross was $2.7 million. And it stars Jean Harlow, William Powell, and Myrna Loy. Coming in at number 5 was Anthony Adverse. It was distributed by Warner Bros. Its worldwide gross was $2.8 million. And it stars Frederick March, Olivia de Havilland, and Gail Sondergaard. Coming in at number 4 was After the Thin Man. It was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Its worldwide gross was $3.16 million. And it stars William Powell, Myrna Loy, and James Stewart. Coming in at number 3 was Rosemary. It was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Its worldwide gross was $3.52 million. It stars Jeanette MacDonald, Nelson Eddy, and James Stewart. Coming in at number 2 was The Great Ziegfeld. It was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Its worldwide gross was $4.67 million. It stars William Powell, Myrna Loy, and Louise Rayner. And finally, coming in at number 1 as the highest grossing film for 1936 was San Francisco. It was distributed by MGM Studios. Its worldwide gross was $5.3 million. And it stars Clark Gable, Jeanette MacDonald, and Spencer Tracy. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, my review of 1936's Modern Times. Modern Times, directed by and starring Charlie Chaplin, is a 1936 silent film that stands as one of the last great works of the silent era. This film is renowned for its satirical depiction of the Industrial Revolution and its impact on workers, all portrayed through Charlie Chaplin's iconic character, the Little Tramp. With its combination of physical comedy and social commentary, Modern Times has left a lasting legacy in the world of cinema. However, while the film offers moments of brilliance, it also has elements that may not resonate with all viewers today. One of the standout concepts in Modern Times is the depiction of the factory president who watches his employees' every move, even in the bathroom, through a primitive version of modern security cameras. This concept is both humorous and eerily present, highlighting concerns about surveillance and worker privacy that are still relevant today. Chaplin's prowess in physical comedy is evident throughout the film. One memorable scene involves the automated feeding machine. Watching Chaplin's character struggle with the malfunctioning machine, particularly when the corn on the cob spins out of control, is a classic example of his comedic talent. One of the most entertaining sequences is when Chaplin's character roller skates while blindfolded. As he skates closer and closer to the edge, where there should be railings, the tension builds comically with each near miss. This scene is a testament to Chaplin's skill in physical comedy, keeping the audience on edge while delivering laughs. The film moves at a brisk pace, especially impressive given its 100-minute runtime and lack of spoken dialogue. The fast-paced storytelling keeps the audience engaged, although there are moments when the narrative feels repetitive. Despite its strengths, Modern Times does have its shortcomings. The plot begins to lose its momentum when Chaplin's character and his love interest, Ellen Peterson, find a shack to live in. From this point onward, the film becomes somewhat stale, particularly during the scenes where Chaplin's character returns to factory work and gets his boss stuck in the machinery. These sequences lack the comedic spark of the earlier scenes and can cause viewers to lose interest. While the film's characters are charming, they lack depth. Charlie Chaplin's little tramp is endearing and adept at physical comedy, but his cluelessness and unaware persona can sometimes feel one-dimensional. The character of Ellen Peterson, while commendable for her determination to support herself, doesn't get enough development to create a strong emotional connection with the audience. In conclusion, Modern Times is a mixed bag. It has moments of brilliance, particularly in its physical comedy and its critique of industrialization. Charlie Chaplin proves once again why he is considered a master of silent film comedy. However, the film's slower, less engaging sequences and repetitive gags prevent it from being consistently entertaining. It's a film worth watching for its historical significance and Chaplin's performance, but it may not be a go-to recommendation for modern audiences. As I thankfully wrap up today's edition of Critiquing with Carr on Memorable Movie Monday, I'm only able to rank Modern Times a 6 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. As we wrap up today's mediocre edition of Critiquing with Carr here on Memorable Movie Monday, we have a few more things to discuss. As always, if you've enjoyed this review, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking the thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those very platforms that I mentioned, so you can stay up to date when episodes release, as well as clicking that share out so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram with Critiquing with Carr. And with that, my film freaks and cinephiles, as always, happy viewing, and until next time.